Roman Abramovich has already released the €175 million transfer fee to sign Erling Haaland this summer. He's coming to Chelsea, boys. Hello and welcome to another Chelsea transfer news video where we're going to be talking about all the news that has come up in the last 24 hours or so. I've already made 2 videos this week on Chelsea news in general, but apparently there just keeps on becoming bigger and bigger news as the hours go by. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Our first story is about the man, the myth, the legend himself, the owner of Chelsea Football Club, Roman Abramovich. Apparently, he is willing to spend all the money that Chelsea need and more in order to secure the important transfers that we need in order to boost this squad. And the first guy he's got on site for this transfer window is, of course, Erling Haaland, the man everybody wants right now. He is without a doubt the guy who with the biggest profile in the market right now. He is someone that everybody wants, who everyone wants to sign into their club. And you know, Roman Abramovich is a serious man whenever it comes to transfers. He's done it last year for Frank Lampard, or maybe I should say the Chelsea board, because those were the people who really put forth the transfers and the requests. But now Roman Abramovich is all ears for Thomas Tuchel, and you know, this might not even be a Thomas Tuchel thing, because we know that Roman Abramovich and the board already have people that they want to sign, and the first person they want to sign and the person they're most keen on signing is Erling Haaland. And I'm honestly surprised. That I'm guessing this is a statement that Roman Abramovich has made himself. You know, he's willing to spend all this money in order to get Haaland, which just goes to show how much he's actually valued in the market and how much people just want him in general. Roman Abramovich is someone who is not afraid to make marquee signings, some big money signings when it comes to the transfer window. He's already done it last transfer window, and he is ready to spend even more. So that is just very exciting from a Chelsea fan standpoint. I'm honestly just stunned right now, because I was not expecting any sort of message on this. I thought it was always going to be, you know, the news around Haaland from here on out was only going to be like apparent like bids that we're making, even though we haven't made a bid yet, or just, you know, Chelsea and the board are just, you know, keeping Haaland in mind or something vague like that. But no, Roman Abramovich wants Haaland, and he is willing to spend the money for it. So if that's not the best way to start off a Chelsea transfer news video, then I don't know what is. But moving on, we are going to be talking about another also good player that I've just seen recently, or all of us have seen from the Euros 2020, and that is Chiesa, the Italian man who, you know, has just blown himself up through the Euro 2020s. And you know, he honestly deserves it, because he has just been so class throughout the tournament, and especially in the latter matches when he just, you know, helped Italy. You know, he at times he was just carrying Italy, and especially in that final when Italy didn't look that threatening in the first half or whatever. He was someone who was always, you know, grabbing the reins and, you know, just taking everything by charge, because he is that type of player. And apparently Chelsea are targeting Chiesa as well as another Italian, his Italian teammate Nicola Barella, who also featured in the Euros for Italy. But Chiesa is valued at £85 million. So that is some interesting news. I want to even talk about how much he's valued right now, because that doesn't really matter. The most interesting thing that matters is that we're actually looking into Chiesa, and this was someone that I said that Chelsea should be looking at, you know, solely because of his performances for the Euros. Like, beyond that, you know, he's a Juventus player, in case you guys didn't know, and he's also, you know, done very well there. And I remember watching a game where Chiesa was very heavily involved, and I think he even scored against FC Porto in the Champions League when Juventus unfortunately got knocked out by away goals. But nevertheless, Chiesa is someone who is, you know, especially as of late, you know, is just really hot in the market right now. And, you know, I'm honestly impressed to say that he is, you know, probably like one of the biggest, you know, names in the transfer window right now. He was just so good throughout that tournament, and that really has shown how much potential he really has. So I'm honestly glad that Chelsea are looking at Chiesa right now, but there is apparently, I don't think it's gonna be likely that we're gonna get him, because Fabrizio Romano, one of the biggest names when it comes to transfer windows and stuff like that, has said that Chelsea have no chance of getting Chiesa this summer. It doesn't look like Juventus are willing to give him away for any reason, no matter how much he is valued right now. And at least we're looking into talks with Nicola Barella, and I think he scored a goal in one of the knockout stages, so that is always something interesting. Moving on to the next story, though, it looks like the deal that we were making for Griezmann has collapsed, and I'm actually glad to say that, because I already said my opinions on Griezmann. I don't want him at the club, but apparently the whole situation is that now Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are in advanced talks for a swap deal involving Saul Niguez and Griezmann himself. And I'm glad that's happening. I don't know if I speak for everyone here, but I'm glad Griezmann isn't coming. Griezmann, as I said before, wouldn't fit into our system. He gets supported a lot by his own teammates at Barcelona, yet I feel like he is not to the quality that he used to be. The standards have kind of fallen for him, and that's where I stand with him. And it's unfortunate, because if you asked me, or if you told me like 3 or 2 years ago when Griezmann was at his peak, then yes, I would have gladly said yes to Griezmann. But unfortunately, I don't think he is that player anymore, and he's only going to get older as the years go by, which means that his quality is expected to decline eventually. And he's going to get to the point where Barcelona don't even want him. Barcelona don't even want him right now. That's why the whole deal is happening, and if you ask me, it's probably going to go through at the end of the day. So I'm glad that talks with Griezmann have probably fallen short on this one, but in my opinion, we dodged a very, very big bullet. Going on now to our own players, Ross Barkley and RLC Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who have recently joined the Chelsea squad in preseason, are expected to actually leave or be loaned out if the option were to come. And now, many people, I'm guessing many people don't really rate Barkley anymore, because it just seems like as soon as pictures of him in the preseason kit were like showing out, people were like, what's Barkley doing here? I thought he was still, I thought we still loaned him out to Aston Villa, which is a little bit harsh, because I would say that Barkley in his time at Aston Villa has shown a lot of qualities, and shown a lot of good passing ability. He's even scored a bunch of times there, and honestly, I think I would go as far to say as he was one of Aston Villa's best men last season, along with the likes of Jack Grealish and Tyrone Mings, the defender. And yeah, honestly, I would say that he's honestly had a pretty good season at Aston Villa. And RLC, we loaned him out to Fulham, and he did his time there. I wouldn't really say that he's improved there, unlike Barkley, but it's unfortunate to see how much we're Chelsea fans in general are just towards these players right now, especially towards Ross Barkley, who I thought had an actually pretty good season and pretty good spell at Aston Villa. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, it is an iffy subject when it comes to him, because when last season started, many people were excited for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Many people were expecting him to pop off to, after dealing with several injuries in the past, that now he was finally, to the top of his game. He was fully fit now, so we were going to expect, some magnificent performances by him. But the whole last season, for as long as he was at Chelsea, just didn't work out for him, man. I'm sad to say it, but he just did not live up to the level, did not live up to the hype that everyone was giving him, which at the time made me feel very angry with Ruben, because many people were saying that he was that top quality player, but I never really saw it in it, and I would have to say that no one else really did either. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek is back in the squad, and there's only question marks surrounding his future, his ability right now. We don't know where he is at anymore when it comes to playing for Chelsea. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens with Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley in the future, whether or not Thomas Tuchel has them in his plans or not. And you know, that is this is gonna perfectly segue into the last story of today, which is Callum HudsonAbey is apparently not in Thomas Tuchel's plans for this season. What? Are you kidding me right now? Thomas Tuchel has said that Callum HudsonAbey is not in his plans for this season. How? Where in your system, you know, or where in the lineups is there no possible way for you to fit Callum HudsonAbey into the Chelsea team for next season? I'm a bit baffled by it. You know, I said it before. Callum HudsonAbey is one of probably the best young talents in the world right now, and Thomas Tuchel, the fact that Thomas Tuchel has just, you know, straightforwardly said to the media that he does not see Callum HudsonAbey in his plans is just very worrying for everyone who wants to see Callum HudsonAbey play for Chelsea. There's already been countless links of him with other teams. Like before, there was a rumor going on that he was going to go to Bayern Munich, and now it turns out, since that we don't want him anymore, or that's the way that Thomas Tuchel has said it, that Chelsea don't need him anymore, and that he's nowhere to be placed into the squad next season. That's just gonna start all the rumors again. And I get that Thomas Tuchel, you know, is someone who, you know, is very frank and very honest. But you know, just saying that is only gonna spark like some sort of, you know, some sort of disagreement, some sort of anger, some sort of confusion for the future. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen and for next season. So I wish, or I don't understand why Thomas Tuchel has, you know, gone out and said this when the season hasn't even started. Preseason has just begun. At least, you know, Thomas Tuchel has shown faith to Callum HudsonAbey last season. So I don't know why all of a sudden now it is, you know, a burden for Thomas Tuchel to play Callum HudsonAbey. And I'm just confused in general. What's gonna happen to Callum HudsonAbey? Is this really gonna be the end for Callum HudsonAbey's time at Chelsea? Is he gonna go to some other team? Well, you guys let me know. This has just been the news for today. I've been your local blue. Thank you guys for joining me today. And yeah, I'm just baffled by that. I'm still baffled by it. But anyway, that's gonna end the video. Make sure to like the button. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Chelsea transfer news video. Peace.